Criminal courtroom where began the largest mass murder trial in this nation's history.
The murder trial of John Gacy did indeed get underway today with opening statements from the prosecution and the defense. Vivian Rosenberg is covering the trial.
Security was tight at court today, and some people coming in had more than a passing interest in the case.
Well, my feelings, I'd like to see them, do something to him besides put him in a, institution. I'd like to see him be, killed, if I got my feelings to say.
Prosecutor Robert Egan named Mrs. Wood's son along with all of Gacy's other victims as he opened for the state. Egan described Gacy as rational, premeditated, and evil.
In 1980, the jury found John Wayne Gacy guilty of murdering 33 people in Chicago. And that was only 33 recorded. There's conspiracies of more between that. And that's one of the main reasons I chose to put him on my timeline for my March 12th, because I've always found serial killers and their stories, intriguing. Not that they're good people or that I find them as role models, but because there's just the way that they think and the way that they just do things and find it okay. It's insane to me, and I really enjoy reading and watching about these stories.
The Franks were taken to Auschwitz, and later, Anne and her sister Margot were moved to the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp in Germany. In the late winter or early spring of 1945, they both died there, most likely of typhus. The only one from the annex to survive the war was Anne's father, Otto Frank. After the end of the war, Otto returned to Amsterdam. One of the women who brought them food while they were in hiding, Miep Gies, gave him a pile of papers and documents she'd rescued from the annex. Among those papers was Anne's diary. Otto was astounded by what he read and sought to bring Anne's writing to a wider public.
In 1945, Anne Frank fell victim to the Nazi Holocaust as she died of typhus in a concentration camp. The reason I put her on this is because, not to highlight her death, but to highlight who she was. Her story was amazing. I've read it several times and I've done several reports on it, and I've always found her story very amazing and how strong she was as a person. Her whole story is a good night. Bradley Wright Phillips, I chose him to be a part of my event timeline because he was actually born in March 12th, just like I was, but he was born in 1985. I was 1997. He was an English footballer who played striker for a Major League Soccer team. He plays for the New York Red Bulls. He begun his career with Manchester City. And Manchester City, when I was younger, was one of my favorite teams. I've always loved soccer, and I've still kept up with him to this day. He's a great player. Love watching his highlights. Love watching him in game. I haven't been able to go to a game yet, but I hope to soon. But I thought it was really cool that I share a birthday with him because I have a love for soccer as well, and I always will. I'll always want to watch soccer, be a part of it, coach it, and hopefully I'll be able to get my kids into it when I'm at an older age, when I have a family.